Fill my freezer with a month's worth of food because I hated cooking dinner every single day. And with the weather changing, this is a cozy batch cook. So I started with some pulled pork in the slow cooker because it takes the longest to cook. Tesco actually substituted the pulled pork shoulder that I normally use, so I made it with this instead. And because so much of it was crackling, I had to put that in the oven too and cook that separately. I'll serve this with some homemade rolls or jacket potatoes or something like that. Then I got the gyros in the oven because that takes an hour and a half to cook too. This is one of my husband's favourite meals, and I serve it with flatbreads usually that I've made from scratch too that also freeze really well. The next thing I needed to do was prep all of the veg for the other dishes I was going to be cooking, and about a year ago I bought a chopper that does this for me, and it really speeds up the process. So I got on a sausage casserole. I normally put the sausages and the onions in the oven first to brown before adding all the other ingredients. Then I cooked up a big batch of bolognese that I was actually going to use as bolognese but also as lasagna and as like a roast potato topped pie. And if you want to start batch cooking, it's actually a really good place to start, is cooking one thing that you can actually turn into several different meals. And if you want any of the recipes I've been using, just ask. This is a cheese sauce that I make in the microwave that speeds up the process and just makes it so much less messy. So I made my lasagna with that. I make that in Pyrex so it can go direct from freezer to the oven. And then I pack most of my other stuff in bags, or I use my super cubes so that I can stack it more neatly. I made 2 big casserole dishes worth of beef stew, which is going to be amazing after a cold swim through the autumn months, which I am committed to doing this year too. I popped outside to the garden to get some bay leaves. If you want to grow anything, then I really recommend growing some herbs. They're so easy, and they're just really nice to add to different dishes all through the seasons too. I thought I'd sneak in a quick picture of what my kitchen looked like mid-batch cook. I do try and wash up as I go along and collect any scraps for the compost. But yeah, sometimes there's a lot going on. I made some like mince kebab things that are basically just chicken mince with lots of herbs and spices. And then I cooled it all really quickly, packaged it up, put it in the freezer, and believe it or not, I fitted like 25 meals in 2 sections of the freezer. And if you've got any questions, just ask.